All right, hello everyone. My name is Philip, and this is my wonderful wife, Wis. We serve in the Mercy and Administration. Very grateful that we get to speak to all of you guys today. The charge given to us is: Can you drink the cup? Maturity and leadership. Wow, these are the very areas that God has really truly defined us in our marriage in the past year. But so grateful that we have the Carbonells in our lives here, really helping us out. But let's go to Matthew chapter 20. And in verse 20, it says, flip through that really quick. It says here, verse 20, then the mother of Zebedee's sons come to Jesus with her sons, and kneeling down, asked for a favor of him. What is it you want? He asked. She said, grant that one of these two sons of mine may sit at your right hand and the other at your left in your kingdom. You don't know what you're asking. Jesus said to them, can you drink the cup I am going to drink? In the NLT it says, but Jesus answered by saying to them, you don't know what you are asking. Are you able to drink from the bitter cup of suffering I am about to drink? You see, there's three rings in marriage. First one is the engagement ring. Second one is the wedding ring. And the third one is the suffer ring. And there's just so many aspects or so many layers to that. Especially with Wiz and I like my food with Maggie's seasoning, and she's anti-artificial flavoring, and it's so hard for me. I'm suffering while I'm eating. All right, I'm gonna eat healthy now. But really, when Jesus Christ asked me, like, do you know what you truly are asking for? In our marriages, we come in there. It's like I don't wanna go through this suffering. I'd rather just bottle up my emotions and not talk about it. And then, that next day passes and nothing happens. Nothing gets resolved. Are we willing to go through this suffering? Because we asked our girlfriends to be our wives. Therefore, we have to be willing to go through that suffering. Amen. And when Jesus Christ, in verse 25, it says here, Jesus called them together and said, you know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. In verse 27 it says, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. There's just so many different cups that the marriage disciples go through. You have the cup of servitude, you have the cup of humility, you have the cup of integrity, honor, so on and so forth. You have the cup of purity. But maybe when we are married already, we think that we are already mature in these areas. Maybe we're thinking we're automatically gonna be respected by those who are younger. People are gonna automatically now gonna look up to us. But a true mark of maturity is when we decide to focus on others. When we decide to focus on our wives and serving them and outgiving them. When we don't look at ourselves and we love and serve others. And we all have that chance today to encourage and strengthen one another when we put ourselves last. I'll have my wife share.
Thank you, dear.
Everyone has problems and hardships, but once you're married, you have real life problems. It's not just grades or my kingdom fiesta date for tonight. We have real life problems. And we have our marriage, we have our kids, our parenting, our ministry, and our finances. It's exhausting. And because of so many things that we are dealing with, we can be tempted to not want to drink the cup of doing what's right. But I love it towards the end of the passage, the passage that Philip read. Jesus said that when you drink the cup, you won't be sitting at the right or the left. You won't have that glory. It's not about being first, but you will serve. And that's what happens when you drink the cup. God will give you purpose. You will be given true purpose. You will see vision for your marriage. But sisters, are we willing to drink that cup? When we make decisions to drink the cup and persevere in the hardships that we face, we're able to impact and teach so many of the younger sisters around us that need help. We have the capacity to teach them to be amazing mothers, amazing sisters, daughters, wives. And I'm so grateful because the last month, Philip and I were asked to by the carbs to visit Phnom Penh and Bangkok, to encourage the churches there, the brothers and sisters there. And I was really excited. Of course, wow, we got to visit another church. But at the same time, I felt suddenly nervous. I was nervous because I felt like our marriage wasn't there yet. I am not there yet. I'm not ready. Like what if we fight? What if I won't be a good wife and I jeopardize the whole mission? We won't be able to encourage them. I wasn't sure if I could drink that cup. And I found myself in this place where I couldn't see the bigger picture and the purpose of what we needed to do, of what God gave us. I know, sisters, I know sometimes that we wait for the perfect time to serve. When everything falls into place, when doon ako magsiserve kapag malaki na yung anak ko, kapag, they can feed themselves, that's when I'll serve. That's when I'll invite, when we move to a bigger place, that's when I'll invite, women to our house. But when we make the decision to drink that cup and do what's right, God opens our eyes to how much we can grow and how much we can give to each other. We can do so much more for each other, for the kingdom, if we drink that cup. I'm so grateful. When we were in this trip, Philip and I just made a decision before we went. We were in the plane, we were just like, dear, we just look at each other, but let's not focus on our mistakes. Forget the pettiness. Let's focus on the vision that God has given for our marriage. And because of that, it was just so refreshing to be able to wholeheartedly give encouragement, brothers and sisters there.
Amen. Suffering has a purpose that us all grow and mature in our leadership. That is all. Thank you guys.